Hello, everyone. My name is Cory Eslinger, Prevention Specialist with Preferred Family Healthcare. And today we're going to cover tobacco use data covered in the Missouri Student Survey from 2020. We're going to specifically look at Service Area 1, and you can look at the bottom of the screen there and for a list of counties in that service area. So one of the big questions is, why is tobacco use a problem? Well, we know based on the data compiled and received from the youth that took the survey in Service Area 1, it was the number 2 concern for the service area. This was compiled by looking at different risk factors / questions that we're going to go into further detail. One of the core areas that we look at is early initiation, or the age of first use. The age of first use that was reported by our youth was 12.32 years old for tobacco use. Other option that we look at is availability. How easy is tobacco to get? One of the big things we want to note that happened this year was the T21 bill, which made anyone under the age of 21 illegal for them to buy tobacco products, which for Missouri originally was 18 years old. The data shows us that 39.7%, which was the second easiest to obtain substance of those surveyed. And then we also have to look at how are they getting it, who are they getting it from, and where. And this could be friends, family, convenience stores that are still selling. And one thing to keep in mind is the T21 law was going into effect right around the time that the survey was issued. So we're still asking seniors that could be 18 years old how easy it is for them to get it. Well, then it was still legal. However, one thing I want to point out is, looking towards the future, alcohol, which has been illegal for those that are under 21 years of age for a while, is the highest or easiest to obtain substance at 47.7%. Parents who disapprove is another thing that we look at. So we kind of be able to gauge the parent's approval or disapproval perception when it comes to their youth using tobacco products. Students reported 93.1% of their parents would disapprove. Now, for the most part, this is mainly focused on tobacco, not the new wave of electronic cigarettes, which we'll talk about here at one of the other risk factors that we're going to look at. Very limited data on the newer trends of e-cigarettes, vaping, juuling, things in that nature. So, perception of harm, how harmful do they think using tobacco products are? Here we also were able to insert the statistic for electronic cigarettes. So the youth reported 84.3% see harm with using tobacco. This was usually 1 pack a day or more. But that also goes into 15.7% see no or slight harm in using 1 pack of cigarettes a day. And then for electronic cigarettes, it was 28.1% of youth see no or slight harm in using electronic cigarettes. So this is concerning because even though the tobacco rate dropped, the electronic cigarette rate skyrocketed just within the last 2 years. So you're finding a supplemental substance to replace the old substance with, but it still contains nicotine. So tobacco, nicotine, very different derivatives as far as in what form they can be taken in. So chewing tobacco, smokeless tobacco, cigarettes, vaping, electronic cigarettes. And so one thing that we want to look at is electronic versus traditional. And Your electronic cigarettes are 11.3% for past 30-day use versus your traditional tobacco use at 6.3%. And the reason that's in red is because it was higher than the state average. However, when we compile those together, the past 30-day use for nicotine use was 17.6%. And this was the highest past 30-day use substance of all substances surveyed. So, with all that great information, what you can do is educate families, parents, and stores, groups, communities on letting them understand that the younger our youth start using substances, the more likely they are to obtain an addiction or mental health problems or future health concerns. So, this is really important to know that they're starting at a very young age. 12.3 years of age in smoking tobacco. So think about the health and long-term risk of what's going to happen to their lungs, to their body, just in 10 to 15 years. So thank you. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.